Monday, February 17th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. A much milder and much quieter weather week ahead, but still some items to talk about with you. Let's take a look at the Avalon Pier web camera, a little about 5:15, a little after 5 o'clock this morning. And the temperature over there along the Outer Banks is chilly, 34. And we're looking at a north wind at 12, wind chill sitting at 26 degrees there at that location. And temperatures are indeed pretty chilly here all around the region. It's 32 in Raleigh and Greenville, 36 in Charlotte, 31 in Fayetteville, 37 down in Columbia. The radar is very quiet around here. Now we are seeing some precipitation with our next storm system here over parts of the Plain States, and that is generally heading off to the east. Some clouds pretty prevalent over the southern plains in the lower Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee Valley. That's heading our way, and we'll have an opportunity for a little rain coming up late tonight. Here's the overall setup. That low pressure associated with that next storm system currently over Missouri. That trailing cold front gets here tonight. Now as we go through the day, it'll be a very quiet Monday and a pretty chilly day too. Our highs today probably low 40s at best in a lot of Piedmont spots. There's your mid and high level cloud cover overhead, and then here comes the opportunity for some rain zipping through here tonight. Now in the northern foothills it's possible, maybe Yadkin, but especially Surrey, Wilkes County, up into the parts of the mountains, a little bit of brief wintry precip, maybe in the form of a little bit of freezing rain in westernmost Surrey County and Wilkes County, very, very briefly tonight, but there's nothing to really lock in the cold air, so that would probably be something along the lines of a little bit of freezing rain in name only, and not a big deal. So again, there's your setup today. That low pressure off to the west of us. Here comes the system moving on in. There'll be your quick opportunity for a little bit of precip tonight, and then warmer air begins to take over. Highs pushing well into the 60s as we head toward the midweek period, and still possible some of us may clip 70 before the week is out. Rainfall amounts tonight, not a big deal. Very, very light precipitation totals here as this system zips on through here. Now look what happens by Wednesday afternoon. Look at those highs well into the 60s, and the GFS is still wanting to push highs up 70 or better by Friday. That will all depend on the timing of this next cold front and how early in the day it moves through. The earlier in the day it moves through, the less warm will be, but it does like a good opportunity for some pretty decent rain totals Friday as that front moves on through. Now, let's check the more detailed modeling. All right, before we get into the detailed modeling, I wanted to show you this. This is the accumulation map put together by the Raleigh National Weather Service from our big winter storm last week. These are the snow accumulations as plotted again by the Raleigh National Weather Service, and as you are well aware, for our foothills areas especially, what a massive snowstorm. Some 20-plus inch totals in Surrey County and close to that from northern Iredell County up into Yadkin and eastern Wilkes County. A big area of 1 foot plus totals in that white shaded area. And then for the I-85 corridor, Charlotte, Greensboro, up toward, then over toward Burlington, you had in that 5 to 10 inch range. And then the snow totals decrease as you went further east, as you got more ice involved and eventually rain. So this was my final call map that I put out, kind of focused on parts of the Piedmont. And that 5 to 10 inch area verified fairly well, but over in the ice areas there was more snow than was indicated, and of course the foothills areas, they really cashed in on the snow totals. But certainly overall that was a big winter storm. Now as we move forward, here's what it looks like on the modeling, upper level chart of the European model today. Big disturbance there over Missouri and Illinois swinging eastward. That will cruise to our north tonight, driving that storm system through that I discussed with you a moment ago. And then we go further out in time, and another little disturbance early Wednesday could bring some showers Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. That one looks pretty insignificant too. And then beyond that, there's Friday. And next week, eventually the pattern buckles and sends some cold air back in here. But let's talk about the precipitation producing systems. I mentioned the one tonight earlier. This is Wednesday morning on the European. It's kind of the wettest of the models with that little Wednesday system moving through. That would be some early day, very early day rain Wednesday. And then there's your cold front moving through on the European. That is Friday, the Canadian model, in a good agreement with that scenario, and so is the GFS. Following that front, kind of cooler and quiet over the weekend. Now there's Sunday on the European model. A little system close, but a little bit off to the south of us. And then there's your chillier air moving back for Wednesday. One final thing to show you. This is the GFS out around Thursday morning of next week. That is close to being a system that would want to produce some wintry precip. And the Canadian model out of that range also has a system around midweek next week that bears watching. So, no, I don't think we're done with winter. Now, we're going to get another winter storm. I don't know that yet. But I don't think we're finished with the chilly air. It looks like a pretty decent shot of some cold airs on the way back in as we get into next week. Now, how long it sticks around, that is yet to be determined. But nice warm up this week, but winter is not over just yet. All right, that is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful Monday, and God bless.